Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jai Hind, Namaskar. So, I hope I am properly audible and visible to all of you. So, good morning, everyone. I hope now I am properly audible and visible to all of you. So, I welcome you all to this session, and in today's session, let us see the topics which we are going to discuss. After discussion of topic, I will also be giving you the feedback as well today. So we will discuss the topic first and then I will give you the feedback also with respect to the answers. Okay. So here we have the first topic, that is funding of science in India. That will be our first topic which we are going to discuss. And the second topic will be with respect to the legal aid in India. So these are the two topics which we are going to discuss in today's session from the editorial section. And then we will come to the answer writing part where I will give you feedback of many of those people who have written the answer by 8 AM. आज सुबह में 8 बजे तक जिन्होंने आंसर लिखा था उनका मैं कॉपी देख पाया हूं, तो I will be giving you feedback accordingly. Okay, so let us see. So let's see the first topic, that is this first part. The first part here, that is funding. The first part here is about the funding of the science related projects in India or funding of research and development in India. Now there are two parts of this article. There is the first part of the article which is talking about this, that taxing one sector to fund another. Taxing one sector to fund another is not a good policy. And the second part of this editorial is with respect to funding in research and development. So we are not discussing this one part because that is not something which is relevant from our exam perspective. Okay, we are not talking about this first part. The first part is mainly discussing this. Okay, what if we are imposing a tax on IPL? What if we are imposing a tax on this game or that game or this industry or that industry, and using that we are trying to fund research and development. So I'm not going into that aspect. It's not necessary from exam point of view. We are going to simply talk about this one part, that research and development funding in case of India. That what is the status of research and development funding in case of India. So let us first start with some facts. Okay, the core idea is about the funding of research and development in science in India. So this is our topic. This is our main topic. Okay. And first of all, we are going to see some facts with respect to this. First of all, we are going to see some facts with respect to this. So let us see certain facts with respect to this. That how much we are spending. If we look at this, our expenditure is just about 0.8% of GDP. It is just 0.8% of GDP. If we see this, our focus on this funding of research and development science in India, it is just 0.8% of GDP. If we compare with other countries, like if we are comparing United States, they are having almost 3.5% on R&D. 3.5% of GDP on R&D. When we talk about China, they are also having 2.4% of GDP on research and development. They are also having 2.4% of GDP on research and development. If we talk about Korea, South Korea, of course, so they are spending 4.8% of GDP on research and development. And when we talk about Israel, here we see that it is 5% of GDP on research and development. So if we compare our spending, with other countries, you can see a huge gap. In terms of total volume, in terms of money, if we talk about this, India is spending near about $30 billion. India is spending near about $30 billion. India is spending near about $30 billion on research and development. If we talk about China, China is investing something around 550 to 720 billion dollar. If we talk about China, they are spending near about 550 to 720 billion dollar on their research and development. If we talk about United States, they are having much more higher investment. They are having something around 780 to 880 billion dollar. 780 to 880 billion dollar. 880 billion dollar. So in numerical terms also, you can see that there is a huge difference in research and development with respect to India, China and other global partners. Okay. Now, the thing is, if we are talking about India, so why we are having this poor funding? What is the reason behind this? Why there is a poor funding in case of India? Okay. Why we are having poor funding? Okay. The reason behind it. The reason behind poor funding. So can you give me some ideas that why we are having reasons behind poor funding? Reasons behind poor funding. So can you suggest me what is the factor which is responsible behind poor funding in case of India? Okay. How we are having so much lower investment? How we are having so much lower focus on funding in case of India? Return on investment. That poor return on investment. Budget constraint, welfare focus, more freebies. Okay. So this is one of the part, the budgetary part. The budgetary allocations have been poor. They have been often been towards the socio welfare policies or those factors which are having short term gains. Okay. So what we see that the budgetary focus, it has been on social welfare policies, and short term gains. That is one of the reasons that it has been focused more towards short term gain rather than looking at the wholesome picture, rather than looking at the benefit in the long term. So this is one of the major part, this is one of the major gap which we see here. Then at the same time we see that there is also one thing, the institutions and regulations and world culture. We see that the institutions, regulations and work culture. Here we see that, okay, that is still UGC responsible for promoting research and development and it is having its own inherent challenges with respect to transparency. It has its own inherent challenges with respect to transparency. Then we see that at the same time, when we are talking about regulations, they are something which is outdated regulations. Outdated regulations. This is not in line with emerging trends. That it is not in line with the emerging trends. And then we see that the work culture, where we see that there is a multiple bureaucratic hurdles that we also see. That on this side we are having the bureaucratic hurdles. With respect to funding. Overemphasis on procedures rather than output. So there is an overemphasis on procedures rather than output. That there is lesser focus on output, and there is more and more focus on looking at this one part, that how we are going to obey the rules, how we are going to follow the rules. Okay. Then we see that there is another part of it, private funding. We see that private funding, it is something which is negligible. We see that the private sector focused on short-term gains. The private sector in India is also focused on short-term gains. They are not looking at building something for a long term. They are not looking at building something for a future perspective. So that is also one of the missing part. Then we again see this one thing, that the foreign contribution regulation, the foreign donation, it is also limited due to challenges with respect to FCRA rules. So we see that the foreign donation is also something which is very much challenging, in India because of the FCRA rules. The FCRA rules are further curtailing this, curtailing this one part. Okay. Then we see that there is also one thing that when we are talking about the research in India, there is also another regions. There are other factors. When we look at the government institutes, government R&D institutions, we see that they are having a sort of other challenges also. Like we have seen that many of the scientists, many of the great minds are leaving the country. So what is the reason behind this? We see that there is poor working conditions, lower wages, So poor working conditions, lower wages, that is also one of the part. Okay, that is also one of the part, that the poor working conditions, the lower wages, that is also a challenging portion. Then we see that at the same time we have also this one thing. We have also one thing. The government institutions are mandated to purchase equipments from within India under various import substitution norms. Okay. Now, if they have to do some research, okay, so what we see that for research, for R&D, there is requirement of world class equipments, but we see that there is a limitations. Okay, a mandatory domestic purchase due to various import substitution policies. Okay. So this is also one thing which we see. Then we see that what is the impact of all this? What is the impact? What is the impact of all this part? That we are having all these issues. We are not having technologies like development. So what is the impact? The number one impact which we can see is the technology dependence. We see that technology dependence on foreign nations. And this is something which, this is some part which reduces the growth potential, reduces the growth potential of the nation. This is something which reduces the growth potential of the nation. So here we see that it is reducing the growth potential of the nation. Okay. So we see that technology dependence on the foreign nation, that remains one of the major challenges. This is in fact a challenge. This is in fact a challenge to national security. Challenge to national security and strategic interest, and strategic interests due to technology dependence. We see that at the same time, this is also one part which is increasing our import dependence. We remain dependent on import for a large number of goods. We are having trade deficit. We are having trade deficit with many of the trade partners. Okay. We see that this is makes India dependent on trade. Makes India dependent on import for essential equipments, technology, medicine, energy, etc. So it makes India dependent on import for essential equipments, technology, medicine, energy, etc. So this is where we remain dependent on this. We also see that there is also a component of brain drain from India. Continues even at 80th year of independence. So brain drain still continues at the 80th year of independence. Then at the same time, India also have a limited ability a limited potential to influence global laws, regulations, organizations, etc. We see that, let's say, Pax Silica was created. I think you all know that Pax Silica was created. But was India invited in the beginning of it? There was creation of Mineral Security Partnership. Was India invited in the beginning? When the Artificial Intelligence Summit was first there in Seoul, or when it was there in UK, India was not having that much representation. It was only because of France and India's partnership with France that India got a very good voice at the AI summit. Okay. And then we had the AI summit in this year in 2026. So we see that at multiple forums, at multiple international forums, our voice is not getting heard. Why? Because we don't have so many things to offer. We are a purchaser of things rather than provider of things. Okay. So this is something which is a challenging situation. Okay. So that is one part which we see here in the case of impact, that how it is impacting us. Now the thing is, in this situation, I think you can write this way forward by yourself, that what can be the way forward which can be there. That first of all, we need to increase the budgetary allocations, we need to work on the institutions and every other part. So this is one part where you have to write that what should be the way forward for this one answer. तो ये आपको खुद से लिखना है, the way forward part, that the challenges we have seen, accordingly you have to write the way forward. And this will be the question. उसके आधार पे ये क्वेश्चन होगा कि the funding for research and development is the key to prosperity of nation. In this context, analyze the funding scenario for scientific research in India. Suggest measures for improvement. So I think now this is one question which you can write easily. Okay. यहाँ पे कीवर्ड है analyze. तो you have to show the linkage. Analyze में आपको linkage show करना पड़ता है. तो when you are showing the cause and effect relation, cause and effect means when you will be writing the cause, you have to also give the impact of it. Analyze the funding scenario. So first you will mention that what is the funding, what is the reason behind poor funding, and then what is the impact. So cause and effect आपको दिखाना होता है. Whenever there is a keyword like analyze, you have to keep in mind cause and effect. Cause and effect. ये चीज आपको यहां पर दिखाना होता है when the keyword is analyze. So I hope this will be easier for you to write the answer, and please try to submit the answers by 9 PM. Okay, आपको तो पहले क्वेश्चन मिल जाता है, तो try to submit it by 9 PM. Okay, तो 9 बजे से पहले आप आंसर लिख के सबमिट कर देना. डोंट वेट फॉर इट, पहले से लिख लेना, जैसे ही क्वेश्चन अपलोड हो आप सबमिट कर देना. Okay, so try to submit it by 9 PM. Okay. Now see, coming to the second question. Sorry, coming to the second article. So now we have this one topic. Now we have this one topic which is with respect to the legal aid. Okay. Now this is the second topic which is respect to the legal aid. So let us discuss this one part. Okay. Legal aid in India. I think you all may be aware that we have this one thing called as directive principle of state policy. Now this one talks about free legal aid to poor, marginalized and vulnerable section. I think you are aware about this, that in our country, 11 बजे लिखते ही नहीं, ट्राई टू राइट इट अर्लियर, क्योंकि फिर सुबह में देख पाना मुश्किल होता है. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस वन थिंग. फ्रॉम टुमारो वी विल हैव क्लास इन द मॉर्निंग एट 8:15. Now the thing is, in the morning I will have to prepare that part of editorial also for the classes. So that has to be prepared by 7 a.m. Okay. And in the morning, even if I wake up at 5, I still have only like 2 hours in order to complete all these things, to go through all the facts, to make questions, to make answers and everything. Only 2 hours of time is there in the morning. In that time, I will not be able to see the copies. So that's why I'm saying that try to submit it by 9 p.m. so that in the night I can see this. Daytime also I cannot see this, because during the daytime there will be offline classes, there will be classes in multiple batches. तो दिन के समय में टाइम नहीं मिलता. Then I will be getting the time only in the night. तो इसलिए यही ऑप्शन बचता है. So what we see now, we have this one thing, legal aid in India, the directive principles of state policy. You may have seen that we have also the creation of NALSA and SALSA. Okay. We have the creation of NALSA and SALSA at national and state level. Okay. So this is one part. This is one part which we know that what is the status of legal aid in India. Okay. So now what we see here, this one article is talking about this one part, that there is one thing called as Legal Aid Defense Council. Legal Aid Defense Council. Legal Aid Defense Council. Legal Aid Defense Council. When we talk about them, what is there in the news? That NALSA, it has decided not to renew contracts of Legal Aid Defense Council. Okay. NALSA has decided not to renew the contracts of Legal Aid Defense Council. Okay. And why they have decided? Like, what was the reason behind this? That multiple bar associations have raised concern with respect to this LADC. Okay. That the regions where multiple bar associations they have raised concern against LADC, against the LADC. So multiple such Legal Aid Defense Council means they are basically the advocates. They are basically the advocates who are giving free legal services to the people. They are the people who are giving free legal services to the people. So they are called as Legal Aid Defense Council. So what we see that Legal Aid Defense Council, they have not, sorry, council लिख दिया मैंने, just one second, council, Legal Aid Defense Council, they have decided not to renew the contracts of the Legal Aid Defense Councils. Okay. Why? Multiple bar associations have raised concern against them. Okay. And why they have raised concern? They are saying that this is something which is creating a parallel bar or a parallel like a stream of advocates, and at the same time it is affecting the livelihood of practicing advocates. Okay. The reason being that this LADC is affecting the livelihood of practicing advocates. That it is affecting the livelihood of practicing advocates. That those advocates who have gone through the law education and everything, and now they are waiting that there will be some of the clients who will be coming there, they will be fighting their case, they will be earning some money. So their livelihood is going to be impacted. Okay. Now what we see, that let us first see some facts with respect to this, that how many cases were actually handled. How many cases were actually handled? So around 4,86,354 cases. Okay. Around 4,86,354 cases. They were assigned to LADC, Legal Aid Defense Councils. Now, this is something which is just around 1.6% of criminal cases. It is just around 1.6% of criminal cases. So it's not a major chunk. We see that it is not a major chunk. If we look at the entire number of how many criminal cases were there, and how many of them have been given for free legal aid to the legal aid defense councils, we see that it is just 1.6%. It's not a huge number. It's not that 90% cases or 50% of cases are going to them. It is just about 1.6%. Okay. Now, what are actually these systems doing? What they do? Like, what is their work? What is the working of or role? What is the role of LADC? They are providing free legal help to clients. They are giving free legal help to clients. Okay. They are having much more promptness in working. Okay. They are prompt at working, promptness in working. They are having promptness in working. At the same time, they are having like they are protecting the client rights. They are protecting client rights. They are protecting the client rights. They are having appropriate and timely petitions. They are having appropriate and timely petitions. Means in true sense, basically they are like providing a good and it is basically like a good they are providing a good help. They are providing a good help to the poor people, to the vulnerable people. So they are providing help to the people, but many of the bar associations are not very much happy about it. Why? They see that now they are having a parallel bar which is being created, a parallel series of advocates who are getting created. So that's why they have been demanding that this system should be scrapped. Earlier also we were having this assignment. Earlier the traditional system was like this. When we look at the traditional system, what we used to see, judges used to assign cases of free legal aid to lawyers, that they were giving this cases of free legal aid to lawyers on a random basis. It was a random basis. Promptness means on a timely basis. Promptness का मतलब होता है समय पे काम करना. Okay. So what used to happen? What was the experience? that if the advocates were assigned cases, they were often neglecting the cases. They were often neglecting cases, missing hearings. They were also missing multiple hearings. Okay. Hearings means the part where the court is going, the court date is there, so hearing process is there. Okay. There were delayed applications. Delayed applications. And there was also a continuous complaint. There was a continuous complaint regarding the fee. So if earlier we were having a simple option that the lawyers, they were assigned randomly by the judges, and when they were given some cases of the pro bono or the free legal aid, they used to neglect it. They don't used to see it in the same manner as they are looking at their normal clients. So then there was establishment of this one thing called as Legal Aid Defense Council. So they were given contracts, they were responsible for taking multiple cases, they were responsible for representing people, and we see that around 1.6% cases have been assigned to them in the previous financial year 2025-26. They were having this. Okay. Now the thing is, they are being challenged, and we see that the contracts are not being renewed. Okay. So the thing is that what we need to do, okay, that we are making. Now, why there is another challenge? There is one challenge with respect to this, that multiple bar associations have raised concern about them. Second thing is also there that it has also been said that in the LADC system, many of the inexperienced lawyers are also there. Okay, so we see that in the case of LADC, there is another concern. In case of LADC, there is another concern. There is another concern that young lawyers, young and inexperienced lawyers are part of LADC system. So now the question is this, that are they capable? The question is also about this, that are they capable of handling? Are they capable of handling criminal cases? That are they capable of handling the criminal cases? Can they handle it? So that is also one of the challenge, that can they prepare the case? Can they go for cross examination? Can they have a proper trial strategy? Can they navigate through the justice system? So that remains one of the challenges of this system. But the thing is that, do we need to dismiss it altogether? Free legal aid is a guarantee in the, not a if guarantee like that, but it is something which is very much important part of our constitution. It is very important part of our constitution. In fact, you can also link it with right to equality. You can also link it with right to equality. You can link it to the philosophy of the preamble, that we want to ensure the justice for everyone. Okay. So if we want to ensure the justice for everyone, okay, so there, so we are seeing that another concern is there, that young and inexperienced lawyers are part of LADC system. So that's why this question is there, that are they capable of doing it? Young and inexperienced ones, they will not be able to handle the criminal cases. The criminal cases requires a much more greater experience They need to be properly trained for this purpose. So what we see here, that one of the major challenges with the LADC system is that they are not that much trained for this purpose of handling the criminal cases. So this is the concern which we see here. Okay. Now the thing is, what we need to do, okay, that what should be the way forward in this scenario? What should be the way forward? What should be the way forward? First thing is, we need to have performance evaluation. We need to have a performance evaluation. The one thing which we require is there should be a performance evaluation of LADCs, that are they performing well or not. Okay. Then we have to also ensure that the LADC must have some experienced lawyers. That there must be some experienced lawyers, not just the new ones, not just the young ones. Okay. So that is one thing which we have to do. नहीं देखो, ये ट्रेनिंग सेंटर नहीं है. देखो, remember this one thing, law is not a practice where you can train someone in just 1 or 2 days or 3 days. Remember one thing, it's not like a simple skill which can be taught. It is something which has to be learned. ये वो चीज नहीं है जिसको आप सिखा सकते हो बैठा के कि हाउ यू हैव टू डू द क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन, हाउ यू हैव टू डू द प्रैक्टिस इन द कोर्ट. दिस इज समथिंग विच कम्स ओनली विथ एक्सपीरियंस. ये किसी को आप 10 दिन, 1 साल या 2 साल में भी नहीं सिखा सकते. दिस इज समथिंग विच कम्स थ्रू मल्टीपल एक्सपीरियंसेस. So this is not a engineering course or a software training जहां पे आप लोगों को 2 बार 4 बार में सिखा सकते हो. Every case is going to be new. नहीं, internship is a basic part. Internship में क्या सिखाया जाता है आप ये समझना कि when we are talking about the law, when we talk about the law and the legal field, internship is about just this one part कि how you have to file a case. केस फाइल करने में आपको क्या क्या करना है, what is the proper documentation process. So you can only teach that part in the internship. Research कैसे करना है, only that part. But cross examination, defense strategy is something which comes only through experience. 2 चीजें हैं जहां पे आपको एक्सपीरियंस बहुत ज्यादा मैटर करती है. One is the field of medical, एक मेडिकल का फील्ड जहां पे एक्सपीरियंस बहुत मैटर करेगा. And second thing is of course with respect to the lawyer's practice. So there are 2 fields where experience matters a lot. इसमें आपके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है, because there will be always a new thing which will come up. हमेशा नई चीज आएगी. Every case is going to have something new. So that is the challenge here in the case of legal profession and medical profession. There is something where experience count. Okay. So internship and trainings are basic part. ठीक है, वो तो आपको मैं 1 महीने में सिखा दूंगा. But the next part is, मैं नहीं मतलब advocates, ठीक है. So that is the basic part. The next part is like the research and others. वो भी आप कर सकते हो. But in the third part, that experience, that how you make the defense strategy, how you use certain points and how you don't use certain points, it is something which is very challenging. Okay. Now, so they must have some experienced lawyers. That is also something which is required. Okay. Then we see that we have to keep in mind this one thing. We have to keep in mind this one thing, that when we are talking about the way forward, we have to always keep in mind that free and quality legal aid, must be kept in mind while deciding the future. While deciding future of LADC scheme. So we are still having a large number of poor and vulnerable people. Many of them are having the challenge. Okay. Aadhaar में age, date of birth गलत होने, yeah, but not just Aadhaar, there are many such things which matter. The timing of the cases, when it is filed, when it is prepared, many things are very important. Okay. Okay. When LADCs do have pros over traditional lawyers, then why cancel them? See, there is one thing which is very much powerful in the country, and that is bar association. The problem is, generally when we are talking about putting a hold on someone, when we are trying to control someone, so how do we do that? Okay. How do we do that? We do it through law, we do it through regulations. जब भी हमें किसी सेक्टर को या किसी चीज को कंट्रोल करना हो, रेगुलेट करना हो, तो व्हाट डू वी डू? We make some laws, we make some regulations, we bring institutions in order to control them. But the challenge with bar association is this, or with the lawyers is this: they know how to modify it, they know how to use it for their purpose. So there is one such profession which you cannot mess with. Means even the government doesn't mess with it, and that is the profession of lawyer. Okay. So what we see that when we are talking about this legal profession, so do everything. You can control many things in the country. You can control the restaurants, you can control police, you can control IAS officers, you can control coaching, you can control education, you can control environment, you can control n number of things. But this is one such part where you have to go by consultation. You have to, in order to bring them, in order to get something done, you have to bring them on the same page. You cannot impose it on them. अगर आपको कहीं पर रिफॉर्म करना है तो उनको आपको साथ में लेके चलना पड़ेगा. You cannot impose it on them. It's very challenging. It's very, very, very challenging. The simple thing is this. बाकी कहने को आप कुछ भी कह सकते हो कि नहीं, this is not there, this is not right. But the thing is, even if something is not right, they can still prove it is right. And even if something is wrong, they can prove that it is right. So that is the profession of lawyers. Okay. In MP, 3-year experience must require for CJ exam. CJ exam means? What is CJ exam? Civil judge? No, I think more will be required. Lawyers and judges. अच्छा चलो देखो, भेजने का प्रोसेस क्या है? जस्ट गो थ्रू दिस वन थिंग. हाउ टू सेंड द देयर इज वन दिस पार्ट that how to send answers. How to send answers. This is one part. We have got a video on the same channel. How you have to send the answer. There is a video on the same channel on which you are watching this session. Okay. कि जिस सेशन को आप देख रहे हो उसी चैनल पे आपको वीडियो सेक्शन में एक वीडियो मिल जाएगा. हाउ यू हैव टू अपलोड मेंस आंसर, सो यू कैन सी फ्रॉम देयर. देखो, देयर इज अनदर पार्ट that why do lawyers are fighting the cases of those people who are criminals or those people who are doing some crime. There is one thing called as personal ethics, another thing is professional ethics. Both are different. Okay, both are different. So do not try to mix them. उसको mix करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay. So there is no need to mix them. What we see that professional ethics and personal ethics are different, especially for lawyers and doctors. So that is entirely different thing. The profession is like this, that you have to defend the criminals. You may like it, you may not like it, but it doesn't matter. You are legally bound, ethically bound to help someone if they have come for your counsel. Okay. So that is a different code of practice. Now what we see, there is this one question: legal aid. Legal aid is the prerequisite for justice. In this context, discuss the merits and demerits of LADC system. Write in 150 words. इसको आपको 150 वर्ड्स में लिखना है, 150 वर्ड्स. ओके, तो पहला आपको 250 में लिखना है एंड सेकेंड इज इन 150. Now let's come to this one question. Discuss the merits and demerits of one nation, one election. Suggest measures to address the challenges of too many elections in India. So now I will come to your answers also. मैंने आपके answers पे feedback note किया हुआ है, तो I will come to that. But उसके पहले मैं आपको कुछ basic चीजें बता देता हूं जो आप सबको ध्यान रखना है. ठीक है, with respect to this one question. What was expected? ठीक है, expected क्या था? That when you are writing introduction, you can mention about the 129th Constitutional Amendment Bill. This was one of the expectation which was there in the answer with respect to one nation, one election. You have to mention about the Constitutional Amendment Bill. आपको simply define नहीं करना है, because when you are writing mains answer, everyone knows that what is one nation, one election. You don't have to define it. Either you can go for 129th Constitutional Amendment Bill or you can go for the committee recommendation. जो कमिटी ने रेकमेंड किया था, एक्स प्रेसिडेंट रामनाथ कोविंद, he has got this committee which has recommended for the one nation, one election. So you can either mention the name of the committee or you can go for the 129th Constitutional Amendment Bill. So this was one thing which was expected from you in the introduction part. पहला चीज तो ये हुआ. Second thing is, here the keyword is discuss merits. Okay, so you will write this one thing: merits of one nation, one election. If you want, you can give a context of it. You can make a flow chart. Okay, where you can show that till 1967. Till 1967, it was one nation, one election in practice. If you want, you can make a flow chart with respect to this. कि यहाँ पे आप एक flow chart चाहो तो बना सकते थे. Otherwise, you can skip it also. The demand was from here the merit, and the keyword is discuss. So many of you are doing this one mistake. कि जब keyword discuss है, and I have told you multiple times that when the keyword is discuss, you have to write the subheadings and you have to explain it. So first you will write the merit, then you will write the subheading like economic advantage or economic benefit, and then you are going to explain it, that how it is going to lead to economic benefit. Second, suppose that the voters benefit, then you are going to explain it. So what you have to do in the merit part, you have to give the subheadings, then you have to explain it. Similarly, the demerits, here also it is expected. The keyword here is also discuss. So again, subheading, explain it. Subheading, explain it. So here the subheading is again required because it is the discuss part. तो यहाँ पे आपको required है. अगर आप flow chart भी बनाकर लिख रहे हो, even if you are making a flow chart, let's say you are making a flow chart of merit, okay, that what merit is there. So when you are making the flow chart also, give this one box like this, that economic, और फिर उसके नीचे लिखो. Then you can लिख voter and then इसके नीचे लिखो. So even when you are making a flow chart with respect to the topic like discuss, there also you have to do this one part. Okay, so give the proper subheading that is required if the keyword is discuss. एक फॉर्मेट बनाकर अपना जरूर ध्यान में रखो. ठीक है. The next part was suggest measures to address the challenges of too many elections. What many people have done, that they have started describing the challenges. If you want to describe the challenges, see, the thing is, it is already almost covered in this part. ये जो part है ना challenges का, it is already almost covered in the merit part. तभी तो हम merit लिख रहे हैं ना कि how one nation, one election will overcome the challenges of this frequent elections. तो यहाँ पे आपको simply suggest measures करना है to address the challenges of too many elections in India. Some people have also done this one thing कि they have written mostly about how we can improve one nation one election. The question is not asking how we have to improve the one nation one election. It is asking that how to address the challenge of too many elections. जो बहुत सारे इलेक्शंस होते हैं उसके चैलेंज को एड्रेस कैसे किया जा सकता है, कि how we can address this. तो you have to suggest measure for that part. और इसमें बहुत ज्यादा कुछ नहीं लिखना है. You can go for clubbing of elections. Okay. जो पार्ट था उसको आपको मेनली मेंशन करना था और प्लस दो चार और एडवांस पार्ट को आप मेंशन कर सकते थे कि वी कैन हैव मोर अवेयरनेस. डिफेक्शन को रोकेंगे तो गवर्नमेंट फॉल कम होगा. देयर विल बी लेस फ्रीक्वेंट इलेक्शंस. ठीक है. तो यू हैव टू थिंक अ लिटिल बिट ब्रॉडर ऑल्सो. That nowadays in many of the states the government is collapsing also because of defection. तो अगर defection को control करते हैं then also there will be stable government, and then it will be better. So what we see that you have to write measures with respect to the problem of solving too many elections in India. तो ये expected था जो आपको लिखना था आंसर में. Now some of you have gone through it, some of you have gone away from this part, है ना. देखो साधना, डू वन थिंग. मेनी टाइम्स योर आंसर मे नॉट बी अपलोडेड. अगर उसका साइज अधिक हो, पीडीएफ का साइज अधिक हो, तब अपलोड नहीं होगा. बिकॉज मोर देन इन द मॉर्निंग बाय 8 AM आई हैव सीन दैट मोर देन 75 प्लस कॉपीज वेयर अपलोडेड. तो लेट मी गिव यू द फीडबैक नाउ वन बाय वन. ओके. फर्स्ट आंसर वाज फ्रॉम मिथुन. The first answer was from Mithun, so it was good intro. Subheadings, you have also included that part in the merit and demerit part. So your answer is overall good. You have improved a lot on the handwriting part, a little bit more. थोड़ा सा और improve कर लो, ठीक है. श्रेया शुक्ला, ठीक है. You have gone through the merit and demerit. Shreya Shukla, you have gone through merit and demerits and everything, but your conclusion is a little bit simple, so you can improve on that part. Conclusion को आप थोड़ा और improve कर सकते हो. You can work on that part to improve it a little bit more. Okay. Then there is Khushbu. Again, the same thing is you have also gone for good representation. Answer is also quite good. But then again, the conclusion part is where you need to work somewhat. Okay. So Khushbu, you have to work on the conclusion part. Your representation is good. Then there is one answer from SG. So when you have written the answer, you have gone in the details of past too much. आपने past की details बताई है. देखो जैसे मैं यहाँ पे बता रहा था ना कि if you have to mention, you can mention it through flow chart, but no need to go in the detail of it. So that is one thing which you have to keep in mind. Okay, just answer it as per the demand of the question. Then there is one from Himanshu. Himanshu, so discuss part was one thing which was missing. I think you get the idea now. You have to write the discuss part. You have to talk about it properly. So in this question, there is a slight deviation. That discuss part was something which you have to address here. So discuss part is something which you have to add. Then there is one answer from Riya Soni. So Riya, you have written as per the demand, but the question is in asking the answer in 250 words. So you have to expand it a little bit more. आपको थोड़ा इसको और expand करने की जरूरत है. Then there is one from Kajal. Kajal, again same thing, that the demand was merit and demerit part and you have to discuss. So Kajal, similar to Himanshu, you have also done this one thing, that you have slightly deviated from the main demand of the question. The main demand is to discuss the merits and demerits. This is where you have to work. Then there is one answer from Anjali Yadav. देखो Anjali, you can change the intro a little bit. Introduction को आप थोड़ा change कर सकते हो. You have written mostly about what is one nation one election. तो मैंने अभी आपको यहाँ पे बताया कि what is expected in the introduction from those people who are writing the mains answer. So Anjali, you have written the introduction. All parts are given, but the introduction part is something which you can do. Plus also subheadings. Subheadings have not been provided in your answer. Okay. Then there is one answer from Adhira. So Adhira, you have written the answer. Representation is also good, but the demerit part is one thing which you have to also discuss. मेरिट को आपने डिस्कस किया है, बट द डिमेरिट पार्ट हैज नॉट बीन डिस्कस्ड इन डिटेल, तो देयर यू हैव टू वर्क. Then there is one answer from Neha Bairagya. So you have given very good answer. So keep on working, keep on doing this. Your answer is quite good. Okay. There is also one another Anjali Yadav, the one who is writing in cursive. So yes, you have written good answer, and ठीक है, थोड़ा बहुत काम कर सकते हैं as per the suggestion, but you can work on this. Okay. आंसर 230 से 245 के वर्ड में बीच में हो गया था. ओके, बट आई थॉट इट इज क्वाइट स्मॉल. ठीक है, तो थोड़ा बिगर फॉन्ट लिख लो, क्योंकि वो आई थिंक 1.5 पेज में हो चुका था. इट इज 1 MB, इट इज 1 MB, MB 1 megabyte. Like if you are making a PDF, if its size is more than 1 MB, आप उसको ऑनलाइन कंप्रेस कर दो. Then there is answer from Rishabh. Good answer. देखो, you have also added, I think you have added way forward instead of writing in Rishabh. Your answer is good, but the challenges of too many elections, that is one thing, perhaps that is some part which is missing. तो वैसे तो जो नॉर्मली आंसर सही है, बट जो ये जो बाद वाला जो पार्ट है, दिस वन पार्ट, द चैलेंजेस ऑफ टू मेनी इलेक्शंस इन इंडिया, इसका सब हेडिंग प्रॉपर बना लो तो योर आंसर विल बी गुड. ओके, देन देयर इज आंसर फ्रॉम बुशरा. सो अगेन द सेम थिंग, discuss is the keyword, so subheadings has to be included. Subheadings has to be included. Then we see that there is answer from Somu also. So Somu have written good answer, but again I think you have also written in less than 250 words, so try to increase it a little bit. Then Ginny, again very good answer, very good answer, Ginny. So representation is also quite good, so you have been working in a better manner, so good. Then Amandeep Sharma again and Bhumi Yadav, you have also written good answer. Okay, so Amandeep and Bhumi also have written good answer. Just see a little bit on this part, that the merit and demerit part, whether you are giving equal weightage to all of them or not. Hey Anjali, we have got two Anjali. One is for cursive writing and one initially which I have told, that can change the introduction a little bit. Okay. एक अंजलि जिनका कर्सिव राइटिंग था, आप अपना नाम थोड़ा चेंज करो, दोनों लोग में से कुछ. That both of you are writing the same name, अंजलि यादव, तो मैं समझूंगा कैसे? आप अपना नाम डिसाइड कर लो, अंजलि यादव 1, अंजलि यादव 2, आप अपने हिसाब से अपना नाम डिसाइड कर लो. ठीक है, तो there is one answer which is in cursive writing, one is without the normal cursive writing, it's normal writing. ठीक है, तो कर्सिव राइटिंग में जिनका था उनका सही है, आंसर सही है. जिनका नॉर्मल राइटिंग था विच वॉज नॉट कर्सिव इन नेचर, आपको इंट्रोडक्शन में थोड़ा सुधार करना है. okay? तो आप अपने कॉपी पे कर्सर लिख देना, सर मैं अंजलि कुमारी. डिमेरिट्स एंड चैलेंजेस आर सेम. हाँ देखो डिमेरिट्स, बट देखो दो पार्ट पूछा जा रहा है सुजित. The first part is the demerit of one nation, one election. First part is asking the demerit of one nation, one election, or challenges. आप अपने words को choose कर सकते हो. You can write either demerits or challenges. That is one part. The second is asking that how to improve the challenges of too many elections. So suggest measures. वहां पे ये नहीं बोला कि highlight the challenges. It is asking suggest measures to address the challenges of too many elections. So this was the demand of the question. I think I have covered around answers of 18 to 20 people जिन्होंने सुबह तक अपलोड किया था 8 बजे तक. तो I have been able to see that because today the class was at 10, so I got the time. But try to upload the answers. स्पेशली इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर, पहले क्वेश्चन का जो आंसर है वो आप कोशिश करो कि 9 बजे से पहले अपलोड कर दो. तो थैंक यू सो मच. अच्छा, यू हैव रिटन बोथ. Okay, Khushbu. So, your answer was good. I have given the I think in the beginning itself, I have told you that very good representation, but work a little bit on the conclusion part. Okay. अच्छा, कल का PDF नहीं मिला है. Okay, I will ask the team to send that. Okay. So thank you so much. Take care everyone. Let's meet tomorrow at 8:15 now. कल से हम लोग 8:15 में मिलेंगे and then we will discuss the remaining parts. Thank you. Take care and all the best. Thank you.